Good morning, students. Now we are discussing an important concept is pollen grain. The study of pollen grain is also known as palynology. Study of pollen grain is known as palynology. Pollen grain represent the first cell of male gametophyte. Pollen grain represent the male gametophyte. Male gametophyte or first cell of male gametophyte. Development of the pollen grains starts before dehiscence of the anther. The development of the pollen grain inside of the microsporangium or inside of the pollen sac, this type of the development is also known as in-situ development. In-situ development. Next one. If you touch the opened anther of hibiscus and other flowers, we will find out depositions of yellowish powder of pollen grains on your fingers. Sprinkle these pollen grains on a drop of water. Sprinkle these pollen grains on a drop of water and taken on a glass slide and observe under microscope, we will really amazing variety of architecture, sizes, shape, color, design seen on the different species of pollen grains. Next one. Pollen grain is a unicellular, uninucleate haploid condition, generally spherical shaped, measuring about 25 to 50 micrometer in diameter. Next one. It has a permanent two-wall layers. The hard outer layer is also known as exine. One more name of the exine is exosporium. The exine is made up of with sporopollenin. The exine is made up of with sporopollenin. It is one of the most resistant organic materials. The organic materials made up of with fatty substance. It consists of complex polymers and formations and formed by oxidative polymerizations of carotenoids and their ester. Next, one more point. Here, due to the presence of the sporopollenin, it can withstand high temperature, strong acids and alkali. No engine can degrade the sporopollenin so far known. No engine can degrade the sporopollenin so far known. The pollen grain exine has a permanent apertures are called germpore. A pollen grain exine has a permanent apertures are called germpore, where sporopollenin is absent. Generally, in dicotyledons pollen grains, 3 germpores are present. The type of the pollen grains is also known as triculpage, triculpage. 3 germ pores are present in polar grains of dicots. That polar grains is also known as triculpage. 2 germ pores are present in polar grain. That type of the polar grain is also known as biculpage. 1 germ pore is present in polar grains of monocot. That polar grain is also known as here monoculpage. Monoculpage. Here in dicotyledon plants approximately 3 germ pores are present in one pollen grain. In monocotyledon plants 1 germ pores are present in pollen grain. Next one. Here due to the presence of the sporopollenin, due to the presence of the sporopollenin, the pollen grains are well preserved as fossils. Next one. The pollen grain exine exhibits fascinating array of pattern and design. This is nothing but a fascinating array of pattern and design. Here the fascinating array of design and pattern is mainly depending upon the pollen grain exine. The exine is mainly divided into 2 types. First one is exine, mainly divided into 2 types. First one is called X-texine. One more name is called sexine. Second one is N-dexine. One more name is called nexine. The X-texine is again divided into 3 types. Outer, tectum, middle, baculum, inner, foot. Here, this is nothing but exine. This is nothing but exine. See this one. The exine is mainly divided into 2 types. X-texine. One more name is called sexine. N-dexine. One more name is called nexine. X-texine is again divided into 3 types. Outer tectum. This is outer tectum. Middle. This is baculum. Inner. This is foot. Due to the presence of tectum, baculum, foot, the exine exhibits fascinating array of pattern and design. Here only the exine wall appears as fascinating array of pattern and design. Not entirely it appears as fascinating array of pattern and design. The pollen grains are well preserved as fossil because of due to the presence of sporopollenin. This is outer wall of the pollen grain. The inner wall of the pollen grain is also known as intake. One more name is called endosporium. It is a thin continuous layer made up of cellulose and pectin, that is also known as pectocellulose. Here must consider one important point, sir. We will clearly observe the exine is a discontinuous layer, the intine is a thin and continuous layer. The exine is made up of sporopollenin, the intine is made up of pectocellulose. Next one, the cytoplasm of the pollen grain is surrounded by plasma membrane. Next one, Next one is development of male gametophytes or pre-pollination development. What is meant by pre-pollination development? Here, this is one pollen grain. Inside of the pollen grain, nucleus is present. This is called pollen grain nucleus. The nucleus of the pollen grain, it undergoes periclinal division or first mitotic division to form two cells. The first cell is vegetative cell. One more name of the vegetative cell is tube cell. The second cell is generative cell. What about the characteristic features of vegetative cell? Vegetative cell is larger. This is totally vegetative cell. Vegetative cell is larger and store abundant result food material, especially which type of the food materials are stored in vegetative cell: starch, fat and protein granules. Next one, second one is generative cell. Generative cell is smaller and freely floating in the cytoplasm of the vegetative cell. Why generative cell is freely floating in the cytoplasm of the vegetative cell? Initially, in between vegetative cell and generative cell, temporarily callose layer is present. This is called callose layer. At the time of pollen grain maturation, callose layer is disappeared in between vegetative cell and generative cell. In that condition, the generative cell is freely floating in the cytoplasm of the vegetative cell. Next one. Here, generative cell is a spindle shaped. Generative cell do not store much food material. Generative cell is a spindle shaped, do not store much food material with dense cytoplasm and the nucleus is present. Here, two types of the cells are present inside of the pollen grain. The first cell name is called vegetative cell. Vegetative cell is a larger and it consisting of irregular nucleus and it stored large amount of food material. Generative cell is a smaller and freely floating in the cytoplasm of the vegetative cell. Generative cell appears as spindle shaped with dense cytoplasm and the nucleus is present. In over 60% of angiosperms, the pollen grains are shed at two-cell stage. Here, two cells are present, vegetative cell and generative cell. In over 60% of angiosperms, the pollen grains are shed at two-cell stage, one vegetative cell and generative cell. Here, vegetative cell and generative cell released from the young. Actually, the pollen grains released at two-cell stage in 60% of angiosperms. Remaining 40% of angiosperms, the pollen grains are shed at three-cell stage. Where is the three cells are present inside of the pollen grain? Here these are nothing but two cells. Here in that condition, the generative cell, it undergoes one more mitotic division to form two male gametes. Finally, how many cells are present inside of the pollen grain? Three cells, one vegetative cell, two male gametes. 40% of angiosperms, the pollen grains are shed at three-cell stage. Next one is post-pollination development. Further development of the pollen grain takes place on the stigma of the carpel after pollination. Further development of the pollen grain takes place on the stigma of carpel after pollination. The pollen grain, it observes the food material from stigmatic region, especially which type of the food materials are pollen grains observed from the stigmatic region, especially moisture, and one more is called sugar. Pollen grain observe moisture and sugar from the stigmatic region. Due to the absorptions of moisture and sugar, the cytoplasm of the pollen grain is increased. The cytoplasm of the pollen grain is increased. Due to the increase the cytoplasm of the pollen grain, some of the pressure is created on the both walls of the pollen grain. Because of this pressure, pollen grain intake. Because of this pressure, pollen grain intake. Because of this pressure, intake come out through the any one of the germapore. Any one of the germapore. This is nothing but pollen tube. Next one. Once the pollen tube is developed from the pollen grain, initially here how many number of the cells are present inside of the pollen grain? 2 cells are present. One is vegetative cell, one is generative cell. Before explanations of this point, one more important point is present. That point is also known as the pollen grain. It develops only one germapore. That type of the pollen grains are also known as monocyphonous condition. The pollen grain, it develops one germapore. The type of the condition is called monocyphonous condition. Monocyphonous condition. The pollen grain, it develops more than one germapore. That condition is also known as polycyphonous condition. Polycyphonous condition. Monocyphonous conditions are mostly seen in Fabaceae group of the plants. Polycyphonous conditions are mostly seen in Malvaceae group. Malvaceae group and Cucurbidaceae group. These are two important examples. Monocyphonous condition means from the pollen grain one germapore is developed. Polycyphonous condition means from the pollen grain more than one germapores are developed. Monocyphonous conditions are mostly seen in Fabaceae group of the family. Polycyphonous conditions are mostly seen in Cucurbidaceae and Malvaceae group of the families. Next one. Here the pollen tube developed from any one of the germapore and developed any one of the germapore. Initially, here vegetative cell is located at the tip of the pollen tube. Behind the vegetative cell, generative cell is present. This is nothing but vegetative cell. This is generative cell. During the initial stage of the pollen tube, vegetative cell is located at the tip of the pollen tube. Behind the vegetative cell, generative cell is present. Later during the development of the pollen tube, some structural changes are also going on. In that condition, generative cell is located at the tip of the pollen tube. Behind the generative cell, vegetative cell is present. Later, the generative cell, it undergoes one more meiotic division, one more mitotic division to form two male gametes. In this way, two male gametes are formed from generative cell. Here, 60% of angiosperms, the pollen grains are dehiscence from the anther only at 2-cell stage. That 2 cells are vegetative cell and generative cell. Remaining 40% of the angiosperms, the pollen grains are released at 3-cell stage. That 3 cells are developed only before dehiscence of the pollen grain. This is one of the important concepts. Thank you all of you. One small mistake is created during the explanations of pollen tube. What is that condition? Already in previous explanation, the pollen grain it developed one germopore. Already I have explained that condition. That is totally wrong. Here the pollen grain it produces one pollen tube. Such condition is called monocymous condition. Example, Fabaceae group of the family. The pollen grain it produces more than 2 pollen tube. Such condition is called polysymous condition. Example, Malvaceae group of the family and Cucurbitaceae group of the family.